Right folks, the Kimura. If you are a regular at this gym, you know there's a couple of people who enjoy the Kimuras. Indeed, there's actually one person who maintains it is their move as if it was originally coined by a practitioner from nearly 100 years ago. We'll maybe cut this bit out. The Kimura is a really potent attack, and if you're not careful, you do risk injury if you decide to just tough it out. There's a lot of mechanics going on, but if you find yourself on the bottom, stuck in the Kimura, so for example, if you find yourself in side control and your partner is looking to Kimura you, at this point it's going to be pretty difficult to reach over the back, all the rest of it. So you're going to have to instead bring your body in. A common one that I've been using is I've been essentially, once I've realised I'm in trouble, if I cannot keep my hand in the body, I will curl my legs round, sort of pendulum round, and capture my hand in the crook of my knee. This is essentially just me trying to bring my body to my hand, because my hand can't move. At this point, I want to bring it back in and close this space here. If I stay out here, at some point eventually Hillbill is going to be able to find a way to break the grip and rip it out. But whilst it's attached there, I might as well keep the knees linked and bring my torso back in, because at this point, I potentially might be able to protect my arm, start working for underhooks and essentially start countering things. But it's really important that in this initial movement, you are trying to bring, so if your hand's strapped out here, you're really attempting to roll in and bring your hand in, and basically just tie up the crook. It makes it more difficult for him to yank it out, and then bring it back in close. Another option, if you're in the top, and perhaps he's in half guard, he's looking for his Kimura, really prevention is better than cure here. So I'd recommend not being in half guard and going, here, have my arm. That would be fucking stupid. But if he does manage to snatch it, one of my favourite options now is to come deep with a grip here and look for the body lock. Now, depending on how lucky you are, it might be the case that he gets hands on, but your elbow is deep enough and you're able to flatten him here. Flatten him to the point that you can then turn your grip here and start working higher up. That's not always likely though, so instead, if he locks in a Kimura, you want to drop the body on. I'm dropping the point of my elbow in, and I'm going to link my hands like I'm praying. I mean, I know some people clasp their hands like this. I'm not getting into the religious, the theological arguments. But grab here, elbow in, and I'm trying to almost sort of drive my hips through and pray, like, please don't Kimura me. My shoulders are already screwed. Don't make them worse. That, however, does require a fair amount of effort, and it will get to a point where it's no longer feasible. So this has to be at the point before your hand goes past your body. If your hand is on or beyond, you are in trouble. So if I manage to get that, that's okay. However, another method that does work, this is totally seated position, is just going with it. So if I get caught here, I can roll through and instead turn it into a Kimura trap. So I'm on my back here, I'm seated position, he's probably going to get top position. But it's better than getting my shoulder broken. From here, I want to turn in and try and stop his legs from moving around. There's various things you can do. If you're flexible, you can sort of weave feet in and all the rest of it to break this. And it's possible to get your own Kimura trap, potentially. Not always feasible. One of my other favourite ways of getting out of this, if he's in top position. So, if he's in top position here, like a dorsal Kimura, I should say. Yeah. So dorsal Kimura here. If I'm doing nothing, I am screwed. So instead, I'm trying to put constant tension and kind of take this baby bridge motion again. Or sort of hawking, I suppose you could call it. So instead of being limp here, I will actively try and run my hips to the floor. And from here, as long as I'm fighting to get my elbow to the floor and trying to get my head out, I'm less likely to get caught with a Kimura. Kimura's happening all day long here. Probably less likely to get a Kimura. Armbar's still on the table, but even if he then transitions to the armbar, apart from moving my mic, my elbow is now out of dodge because I've been constantly trying to arch, rotate, and crunch my body and bring my elbow to the floor. So in fresh air, as I'm caught in the Kimura, I'm trying to hips out, I'm trying to put all my pressure and weight onto my elbow to try and hit the floor. I'm in this hawking position. There's videos on the hawking position. If you're not already familiar with it, get familiar with it. Combination of my foot out and my hips driving through means that this elbow's going to be pretty heavy to the floor, thereby meaning I'm not getting Kimura'd. And as long as I keep on turning in and trying to bring it in, it's done. So let's just show that once more because it's a little bit of a tricky position. Show the other arm. So here with this, I am in danger of getting instantly Kimura'd. So instead, foot out. Because if my elbow stays here with this, it's really easy for him to get purchase on it. But if I kind of keep the elbow in the crook, or even if I'm lucky enough to get the elbow slipping out, there is fuck all in the way of Kimura here. So here like this, I'm still in danger, but because I'm turning in, it's a little less likely he's going to get Kimura now, because I'm trying to actively walk the hips in, but turn towards him as well. The goal being to get the elbow inside and to a point where I can slip. So that's some ideas on how to actually deal with a Kimura. I would say your simplest one if you're in the bottom is just grab a hold of the arm, kind of catch and crook your own leg, and then, you know, try and keep your elbow close to your body. But in general, if you don't want your limbs ripped away from your body, keep them close to your body. Friends close, elbows closer. Go train.